The subject of the Trinity has confused a lot of people, but let me just make it quite clear. The Trinity is one God revealed in three eternal persons. All the three persons share the same attributes of God, which is they are uncreated and eternal. Now, somebody might say, well, the word Trinity is not in the Bible. Well, neither is the word incarnation, but you wouldn't deny that God became flesh, would you? No. Theologians come up with words that convey what the Bible teaches. And the word Trinity comes from two words, tri, which means three, unity, three in one. So that's the understanding of Trinity. Now, there are three common mistakes that people make when they try to understand the Trinity. The first mistake is some teach that Christians believed in three gods. No. Christians do not affirm three gods. We affirm only one God. A Muslim, Jehovah's Witnesses, they'll say, oh, you Trinitarians believe in multiple gods. We do not believe in it. Jesus affirmed the oneness of God. When a lawyer asks Jesus, what's the greatest commandment? Jesus answers in Mark chapter 12, verse 29. The most important one, Jesus answered, is this: Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. So Jesus affirmed the oneness of God. Now, so do not be confused that Christians believe in multiple gods. It is not true. We join with Judaism and Islam in affirming one God. But the second mistake people make is they'll say that Jesus and the Holy Spirit are not God. They say that they are not uncreated and eternal, but they are wrong. For the Bible affirms that Jesus is God. In fact, when Jesus said to the religious leaders, I am God's son, you know what they argued? They understood what this meant. And so they said in John chapter 10, verse 33, we're stoning you because you, a mere man, claim to be God. So they understood that if the Father is uncreated and eternal, and a Son must of necessity carry the same attributes of the Father, they knew that meant Jesus was claiming to be God, and Jesus never argued against that claim. The Bible teaches that Jesus is God. He is deity. And concerning the Holy Spirit, everyone agrees, at least Jehovah's Witnesses agree, that the Holy Spirit has always been with God. All we have to do is prove that the Holy Spirit is a person. Because if he's a person, then we know he is God. And the book of Psalms reveals this. In Psalm 51, Isaiah 63, verse 10, they rebelled and grieved the Holy Spirit. So you cannot grieve a force and a power. You can only grieve a person. And then Jesus called the Holy Spirit a he, not an it, in John chapter 15, verse 26. So Jesus affirmed the personhood of the Holy Spirit. And then even Peter, when he speaks to Ananias and Sapphira, he says, how could you have lied to the Holy Spirit? You have not lied to men, but to God. And there Peter affirms that the Holy Spirit is not just a person, he is God. And so the Bible affirms all three are God and that they are united together as one. And so that brings us to the final mistake people make, is some teach that Jesus is simply the physical manifestation of the Father. And this is also often called modalism, or the Jesus only doctrine, or oneness doctrine. And they say that Jesus is God, but that he is also the Father. That's not true. At the baptism of Jesus, the Father spoke from heaven and the Holy Spirit descended like a dove, and Jesus was being baptized and the Father said, this is my Son in whom I'm well pleased. This shows that the Father and the Holy Spirit are separate persons, distinct from Jesus. Jesus is not the Father, nor is the Father Jesus. And the Holy Spirit proceeds from the Father and the Son. And so the Holy Spirit is not these persons. So at the cross, only the Son died on the cross. But it was the Father who sent the Son, and it was the Holy Spirit who speaks in behalf of the Son. So the three persons are distinct, yet not divided. And these are the three common mistakes people make when they think of the Trinity. And I hope this has helped clarify the idea of the Trinity.